Right now, beneath your feet, or maybe just a few states away, there's a sleeping giant, a monster so powerful that when it wakes up, it won't just destroy a city or a state. It could end civilization as we know it. And here's the terrifying part. It's not a question of if it will erupt, but when. Today, we're answering the question that keeps geologists up at night. What if the Yellowstone supervolcano erupted? Today, you have 72 hours. Let's see if you survive. Before we watch the world burn, you need to understand what Yellowstone actually is, because this isn't just a volcano, it's a supervolcano, and the difference is absolutely terrifying. Most people visit Yellowstone National Park and see the geysers, the hot springs, and the stunning landscapes. What they don't realize is that the entire park hauled 3,500 square miles of its the volcano. You're literally standing inside a massive volcanic crater called a caldera. Beneath Yellowstone, there's a magma chamber so enormous it's hard to wrap your mind around. We're talking about a reservoir that's 55 miles long, 20 miles wide, and up to 9 miles deep. To put that in perspective, that's enough molten rock to fill the Grand Canyon 11 times over. And it's been filling up for 640,000 years. Now, Yellowstone has erupted 3 times in its history. The first eruption, 2.1 million years ago, was 6,000 times more powerful than the 1980 Mount St. Helens eruption. Helens eruption, the last one, 640,000 years ago, ejected so much material that it covered half of North America in volcanic ash. Scientists classify volcanic eruptions using something called the Volcanic Explosivity Index, or VEI. It goes from 0 to 8. Mount St. Helens was a 5. Yellowstone's last eruption, a VEI 8. There is no level 9. So what would happen if it erupted right now, in 2026? Let's find out. Hour 0, the eruption begins. It doesn't start with a bang, it starts with earthquakes, massive swarms of them. Magnitude 7, maybe 8. Buildings in Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho start collapsing before the volcano even blows. Then comes the main event. The ground doesn't just crack open, it explodes upward with the force of 1,000 nuclear bombs. A column of ash, rock, and superheated gas shoots 25 miles into the atmosphere at speeds of over 400 miles per hour. The temperature at the vent, over 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit. If you're within 100 miles of Yellowstone when this happens, you're gone. Not injured, gone, erased. The pyroclastic flows avalanches of superheated gas and volcanic matter race across the landscape at 450 miles per hour. Nothing survives. Not buildings, not forests, not people. Within the first hour, every major city in Wyoming is wiped off the map. Jackson, Cody, even parts of Idaho Falls gone. We're talking about 100,000 people killed in the first 60 minutes. By hour 12, the pyroclastic flows have reached Salt Lake City, 300 miles away. The ash cloud is spreading in every direction, carried by the winds. It blankets Montana, Idaho, Utah, and Colorado. The sun disappears, day turns to night. By the end of day 1, ash is falling like toxic snow across 17 states. Roads are impassable. Power grids fail. Communications go dark. The western United States has essentially ceased to function, and this is just the beginning. By day 3, the entire Midwest is covered in volcanic ash. Let me be clear about what this ash is. It's not like snow. It's not soft. It's tiny fragments of rock and glass that weigh down everything it touches. Just 3 inches of ash can collapse most roofs. 6 inches will collapse almost all buildings. Cities like Denver, Kansas City, Omaha, they're receiving 10 inches or more. Buildings pancake under the weight. Thousands more die in the collapses. But here's where it gets worse. This ash is toxic. It's filled with sulfur dioxide, hydrofluoric acid, and other chemicals. When it mixes with moisture even, the moisture in your lungs, it creates a cement-like paste. People are choking, suffocating. Hospitals are overwhelmed, but most hospitals in the affected zone are non-functional anyway. The ash contaminates water supplies. It clogs air filters in cars, planes, and machinery. Nothing moves. Nothing works. America's breadbasket, the agricultural heartland, is buried under volcanic ash, the wheat, corn, and soybeans that feed not just America, but much of the world. Gone. By day 7, we're looking at 500,000 to 1 million dead. But the death toll is about to get much, much worse, Because the ash cloud has gone global. The volcanic material has reached the jet stream, it's circling the Earth, and it's blocking out the sun. Welcome to volcanic winter. The ash and sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere are reflecting sunlight back into space. Global temperatures plummet. We're talking about a drop of 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit worldwide. Some models suggest even more. Summer doesn't come, crops fail, not just in America, everywhere. The global food supply chain, already crippled by the loss of American agriculture, completely collapses. Canada's growing season, gone. Europe's harvests failed. Even tropical regions see their temperatures drop enough to devastate crops. Within 6 months, we're facing the worst famine in human history. Countries start hoarding food. International trade stops, borders close. We see food riots in major cities across the globe. Governments declare martial law. Some governments collapse entirely. The death toll from starvation within the first year could reach into the hundreds of millions. Some estimates go as high as 2 billion people, a quarter of the world's population. But let's bring this back to America. The United States, as you know it, no longer exists as a functioning nation. The federal government has relocated probably to the East Coast, but its authority is limited. The western third of the country is uninhabitable. Refugee camps stretch from the Mississippi River to the Atlantic coast, housing over 100 million displaced Americans. The economy collapsed. The stock market shut down within hours of the eruption and never reopened. The dollar is practically worthless. People are bartering. Society has regressed 100 years in the span of 12 months, and it's going to stay this way for years, maybe decades. So let's fast forward. It's been 5 years since Yellowstone erupted. What does the world look like? The ash has settled, but the climate is still disrupted. Average global temperatures are still 5 degrees lower than they were before. Arctic ice has expanded dramatically. Sea levels have actually dropped due to increased ice formation. The United States has effectively split into regions. The East Coast maintains some semblance of the old federal government. The Midwest is a patchwork of agricultural communities struggling to grow food in contaminated soil. The West is a dead zone and ash-covered wasteland that will take centuries to recover. The global population has stabilized, but we've lost over 1 billion people to starvation, disease, and conflict. Wars were fought over food and resources. Nuclear weapons were used in at least 2 regional conflicts. Technologically, we've regressed. Without reliable power, without manufacturing, without the complex global supply chains we depended on, we're living in a pre-industrial world with scattered pockets of modern technology. But here's something interesting. Humanity survives. We're adaptable. Communities form, people find ways to grow food in greenhouses, to purify water, and to generate power on small scales. It's not the world we knew, but it's a world. The question isn't whether humans would go extinct from a Yellowstone eruption. We wouldn't. The question is, what kind of world would we be living in afterward? Okay, let's take a breath. Before you start building a bunker in your backyard, here's what you need to know. The good news: a Yellowstone eruption is not imminent. The USGS monitors the volcano constantly, and right now, there are no signs of an impending eruption. The magma chamber is only about 5 to 15% molten hot, nearly enough for a super. When Yellowstone does erupt again, it will likely have years, maybe decades of warning. There would be massive earthquake swarms, significant ground deformation, and changes in hydrothermal activity. We'd see it coming. The bad news? There's nothing we could do to stop it. No technology exists that could prevent or even delay a supervolcanic eruption. When it happens, it happens. But here's the real question. Given that we can't prevent it, and given that it probably won't happen in our lifetimes, should we even worry about it? Maybe the better question is, what does Yellowstone teach us about our place in the universe? That nature is more powerful than we can imagine, that the ground beneath our feet is temporary, that civilization, for all its achievements, exists at the mercy of forces we can't control. So next time you visit Yellowstone and watch Old Faithful erupt, remember, you're standing on top of one of the most dangerous geological features on Earth. Sleep tight. What did you think? Would you survive a Yellowstone eruption? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this terrifying thought experiment, hit that subscribe button for more scenarios that'll keep you up at night.